Now, I know that the family home is often a big issue in our planning and a big problem after the homeowner dies. What are some of the issues you see here with this situation?
Yeah, the family home often causes a lot of problems. The thing that really jumped out at me first about this is that the plan that the grantor, Kenneth, set up at this point, really the only way it can work is for the house to be sold, because the income from the rent is so very low. It's going to be like not even $5,000 a year. And the expenses associated with owning a house like that are way, way more than $5,000 a year. So without there being a bank account or an investment account for the trustee to use to pay expenses, it just isn't going to work. So they're really, Sandra may object to it, but really the trustee has to do what the trustee has to do, and he's going to sell it. And that's really the only way that this plan can work.
I know we've seen this before, where a plan that worked when the grantor may have been much younger and there were a lot of liquid assets available to make it work just won't work after many years of the grantor spending those assets.
Yeah, this is definitely something that we have seen in our practice. And so it's really important to kind of keep these things in mind, that you've got to do the math from time to time and see if what you've planned out is actually going to work. Another thing about this case that kind of jumps out at me, and maybe I'm paranoid, I'm always looking for this, but is the idea of undue influence. So remember what we said was this gentleman died when he was 102 years old, and just about a year prior to his death is when he made this arrangement with this long-term lease and the very low rental payments. And the arrangement, which is very favorable to Cheryl, he made at a time when, as I said, he was 101 years old. Cheryl's living with him in the house, possibly very much involved in his care. I think the question has to be asked, was there any kind of undue influence on Cheryl's part to persuade him to treat her so favorably in his estate plan? I don't see any evidence of that, but it's a question that I think has to be asked. I don't mean to disparage that family. Maybe everything's fine, but it's just a question that I think an attorney would ask in this situation.
Thank you for joining us today for another episode of Absolute Trust Talk Live. If you enjoyed listening in, then don't forget to subscribe. You can find us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you may listen by searching Absolute Trust Talk. While you're there, we would also love for you to leave us a review. And then why not share your favorite episodes with family, friends, or colleagues too? You can find all of our shows and corresponding show notes by visiting absolutetrustcounsel.com. You'll also find a variety of other free resources, including our ebooks, videos, blogs, presentations, and more. If you need help with your estate planning or administration, we also offer a free discovery call to help get the process started. You can find more information on booking your session by visiting absolutetrustcounsel.com/scheduling. Don't forget to keep an eye out for our next live episode. If you join us for the broadcast, you can submit questions during the show. But if not, don't worry. You can always get in touch with us by sending a quick message to info@absolutetrustcounsel.com. Thanks again for listening. We'll see you soon.